Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Guys on Sports. We're here to make fantasy fun again. Week 10 is in the books. Week 11 is ahead. Are you laughing at joke that you said when I wasn't here last week or something like that?
No, I'm laughing at the slogan "We're here" because normally it leads into something else, and yeah, I'll tell you off air. It would definitely be a demonetized situation. So we'll let me.
I don't let people
I'll,
take words out of my vocabulary. Okay, we're here.
I will chuckle, and then I'll let you know off air. Yep.
I know what you're saying. Okay, everybody knows. So you're probably gonna get demonetized anyway. But how are you guys doing? How was week 10 for you fellas? I'm not even gonna talk about fantasy. For me, I think I have a combined like 3 wins.
Yeah, you know it, and you've been losing like you're close. Like I thought you were going to win in
Where?
a couple of leagues. Well, in the Chick-fil-A make fantasy.
Might as well not even be in that league.
He was close.
You were.
I didn't even know I was
took
close.
down Canaan. And
I gotta
needed
be
you to
honest,
take down
guys.
Canaan,
If you
and
beat
didn't.
me outside of the first 3 weeks, I wouldn't even count it as a win.
I got you week.
And I hate being that guy, but I literally haven't been checking. Sorry, Hunter.
So, what do you think?
Just
Is
not.
it just your like overall lackadaisical
For that league?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
No, I get
Just give me Rico Dowdle. then.
and the other thing in that league is that it's incredible. If you get an injury or two, it's almost
almost
impossible to rebound because there's 18 teams.
Yeah, it's
You got to make trades.
Yeah, I'm not.
well, but the thing is, like,
I don't have the. I don't have.
you're
the
actually
time.
got a lot of luck getting people to
Yeah,
respond.
you're real lucky, dude.
Like people are responding to you. Like I got.
'Cause they like
I
him.
got a trade with Eli.
Mhm.
It's been there for like 4 weeks. Guy won't even respond.
He doesn't like you.
Eli doesn't look.
It could be he doesn't like me. Could be he
Doesn't like you.
He also-
How did you do in your leagues?
So I'm in 6 leagues. I won 4 and lost 2.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I lost in one of the leagues I really care about, and I was close, but I got beat. Made a poor decision. I sat Travion Henderson. Yeah,
That was
and I
messed up.
flexed Luke Musgrave instead. Came back and bit me in the rear. It did.
Luke Musgrave, huh? Wasn't he on our over and under?
Yeah, because we thought that with the other tight end in Green Bay, I'm blanking on his name, Kraft. We thought with Kraft's injury that Luke would show out.
Oh,
and
you
he got-
guys all went over?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You're welcome, listeners.
It's bad, man.
All right. So, speaking of listeners, we're going to move on to TikTok tape.
Time to check my social media, y'all. To see who loves me online.
All right. So, if you follow us on TikTok and you comment on one of our many, many wonderful clips, maybe you'll get your comment read on air and we'll respond to it as we're going to do right now. So there was a clip where Mark last week was talking about the Jets and the Browns and how it might be a breakout game for Judy and Jenkins. I think he also mentioned Judkins to the moon.
Yeah.
And Remix Dinero, shout out Remix Dinero, who is a Jets fan. I can see the Jet Scully on in his profile picture. Said Judkins to where? Damn sure wasn't to the moon. Crying, laughing emoji. I didn't watch the game, so what did they do to put? Well, first of all, it's always great when somebody gets marked. We enjoy that.
Yeah.
But what happened with Judkins against the Jets?
To be honest,
Yeah.
like Judkins actually had a pretty good game, but the Browns had in the span of 32 seconds, the Jets got 2 special team touchdowns, and so they went from being able to run to having to pass. And after that, Judkins was just okay. But I'm actually looking just to make sure I wasn't losing my brain. Judkins, 3.6 yards average, 22 carries, 75 yards. He didn't do terrible for you. Couple catches, 10 yards. So like he did okay, but he was doing really good. And
What was his final point total?
So I mean, we'll have to do the math here real quick, but it was,
They don't just have it there.
well, I'm looking at the actual box score. So he's got what, 3
Oh,
and
this is
7. So
brutal.
he's got 10. He had a 10-point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that.
10
So I
points.
mean, that is
You're expecting more
in
for sure.
fact not to the moon.
No. You're like, if he would have got a touchdown, or if they would have continued to run in the fourth quarter, maybe with the
Yeah.
lead, I think he would have killed it. But
He only had 75 yards.
All right, moving on. Another clip. This one was with Jay and Mark as well. They were talking about their outlook on the Bears and Giants game. More specifically, Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams. And Mark was lamenting and finding the many ways to explain why Roma Dunze has fallen off a little bit and Caleb Williams is awesome, even though he's not. So Hunter commented, it's more Caleb Williams never looking his way or going through his progressions. He's a one read quarterback. And then we had a couple users in the comments under that defending Caleb. And Rocky saying Bears fans can't take it.
well, they can't take in general.
And well, Mark can't
Yeah,
take any.
Yes.
He's the worst.
Yeah,
But
he's,
I will say, watching Caleb for a whole game,
he's good.
he's talented. But I'll stick to my guns on what I said about Caleb 2 weeks ago. He is inconsistent still with his footwork and his read. He'll read and hit like his backside look, and like you can see him go through the progressions. And then sometimes he just he gets his eyes down and he looks like, the thing is he can make a play because he has the talent to do it. But there's a lot of times he misses throws because it's almost like he has too much athleticism where he doesn't flip his hips set and he tries to make throws, and sometimes it looks really good, it looks really bad sometimes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I do think that this guy's half right. I think Caleb goes through his progressions, at least what I've seen. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff that Ben Johnson is cooking up to get guys, first read open, especially against the Giants secondary. But I think it's a mixed bag with Caleb so far, and I do think Bears fans can't take it because they've been so starved for a quarterback.
I mean, they're like Browns fans. They have been so wrong so often picking quarterbacks that they don't want Caleb to be another wrong choice.
Yeah, I get that.
But I agree with you. I think there are moments where you're like, man, this kid's got talent.
Yeah.
And then the next play, he'll rely on that talent rather than good, solid foundational football.
Yeah.
I think that's what separates a good from a great quarterback, is that a great quarterback is foundational and then their talent is kind of an additive.
I just think he needs to be, like you said, foundationally more aware, play to play. And I think he needs to see the field better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Let's
tends
put it out
to
there.
to stick to one receiver most games. Like last game, he didn't use DJ Moore wide open. 2 passes could have been touchdowns.
There's
Well,
a few
the
of them.
crazy
and he
thing
missed
about
some throws.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, crazy thing about DJ, he's getting open still.
Yeah.
And I think for a couple weeks he was only focusing on Rome,
yes.
and then he's kind of like not focusing on him.
Yeah.
Maybe he's focusing on tight ends or running backs, but he's not
Yeah.
missing DJ. Yeah, it's crazy. So
It is crazy, but what's even more crazy is the next comment. In our next clip, Mark and Rocky were talking about Jayden Daniels. I think you guys are also talking about Sam Laporte in this clip, but
yeah,
we're going to focus on the Jayden Daniels part. And Mark wanted to shout himself out and get a little kudos to himself for saying that Jayden Daniels is trash. And he's been saying that he's been steadfast in that. So I will give Mark credit that this is not a new thing that he's trying to piggyback on. Essentially he said, give me a round of applause. I told you Jayden Daniels wasn't as good as he was last year. He was playing, it's not the injuries. He was playing like trash before the injuries, which Jayden Daniels did seem to regress early in the season before the injuries. Do we know if that would have continued? We don't. But I think Mark's saying it would. So we have 2 comments here. T Brass with 3 American flags for good measure said RG3 all over again. which I think is unfair, but it feels good because it's the same team, right? And STB James 100 said, "Real ball knowers knew Daniels wasn't playing sustainable football." Um, I would say I agree with James this season. I think the brand of football he was playing early in the season was not sustainable. It was a lot of. It wasn't the guy we seen last year that knew where he was going with the ball. Kind of first, second, getting the ball out quick. There's a lot more scrambling, a lot more dancing around the pocket, taking hits. So I can see where he's coming from with that. But what's your guys' take? You think Mark's right? You think Jayden Daniels is a little overrated coming off year one?
I don't think he's overrated. I just think this season the Commanders have been dealt a lot of injuries, receiver wise too. So Debo was out for a little bit. Terry's out multiple games again. So I think it's what he's been dealt. He's more relying on running the ball than passing it because he has no one open or no and McCaffrey also out for the season. So all the
Oh, yeah.
receivers are getting hurt. So I don't think it's Daniels being overrated. It's just the team is dealt so many injuries.
What do you think, Rob?
I think he last year it was probably an unsustainable clip. Last year he passed well, not great. He ran great.
Yeah.
And so he was getting a lot of his fantasy points that way. I feel like this year he has been pushed to get back to being a quarterback. There's a lot more film on him, so people know how to play him. And they know he's still at heart, right? He's only got 17, maybe 20 something games as a pro. So they know how to kind of like bait him into a bad decision. But I mean, 20-point average, to me, I would be happy with Jayden.
Oh, I think I'd be happy too. I
Yeah.
think he's just talking about just straight football.
Yeah.
So I think for fantasy, he was fine.
But even as a football, like I wouldn't like if the Browns traded Dylan and Shador for
But yeah, Rocky, I mean, it's not fair.
no,
Like,
but you wouldn't trade Jackson, right?
No.
Seeing what you've seen Jackson. Right?
no, but I'm saying
Yeah.
saying as a Brown fan, yeah, obviously you would trade.
Okay, so like we could do this real quick, but I know we don't have time. How many teams would trade the quarterback they have right now
Jayden
for
Daniels?
Jayden Daniels?
All right, we can do it pretty quick. AFC East, you have the Jets would do it, the Dolphins would do it. That's it. AFC South would be
Jacksonville? Would they do it?
Jacksonville might. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jacksonville
might do it.
I think
Yeah.
Jacksonville would.
Colts?
I don't think
Colts,
Colts
no,
is right now.
Danny
No.
Yeah,
Dimes.
not right now. Yep.
Oh, you got the Texans, which I think you would. I was going to bring up Stroud. Stroud had a great first year, and I said before he had that sophomore slump, I didn't think he was as good as that first year, and he's still kind of hasn't bounced back still.
No.
So I think they would do it.
How about Tennessee? Would they trade Cam
Tennessee, I
Ward?
think they would right now.
Okay. All right. Then we've got the AFC North. Baltimore, no. Cincinnati, no. Although there's a lot of noise that they're trading Burrows this offseason.
They don't want to keep paying. They're cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
Steelers. Yeah. Steelers
Steelers
trade.
do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those would.
Browns. Yep. Browns
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Denver, no. Kansas City, no. Raiders.
Denver might.
No.
No, you're crazy.
No.
No.
Bo
no,
Nix.
No, they like Bo.
I know they like Bo, but they're the same draft class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Raiders. Yes.
Yes.
Chargers, no.
No.
Okay. Let's go to the NFC. Dallas. No.
Maybe.
No, they would.
They
I
would.
think they will.
Because of Prescott's age, I think. they
Yeah.
would.
Okay. New York Giants, no.
No.
Eagles,
No.
They might want to, but they wouldn't.
Well, Howie might, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commanders
No.
got him. Bears, no. Lions, no. Green Bay,
No.
No. The way Love's playing this year, they may.
Minnesota, yes. If Minnesota
Oh, yeah.
admitted it, yes,
Yeah.
they would. Falcons, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Carolina,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes. New Orleans, yes. Tampa
Yes.
Bay, no. Cardinals, yes. Rams,
No.
maybe because of the age.
Stafford's going to be MVP maybe this year.
Yeah. Stafford's doing great
49ers?
things, but Puka.
49ers, yeah. You would
Yeah.
take him. Hell yeah. With
Seattle,
Shanahan? No.
Okay.
Darnold looks good.
yeah. So, but I mean, that's more than
I'd
half the
say
team.
probably
Yeah.
like 65%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
70%, right?
Like you
Yeah.
think about it. So, like, I think as a pure prospect, I still think he's got upside.
I think he does too. I think next year's the big year. I'll make this quick. I had a lot to say. But I'll make it a little. I think young quarterbacks, when they're really good their first year,
They're gonna regress.
second year is tough because teams know how to take away what they're good at. And then that's where you find out who a player is, because year in and year out, the best players, especially quarterbacks, OCs and all that, are figuring out how to adapt past what they put on tape last year. And they're doing that in season. They're doing it season to season. So Daniels, I think when young quarterbacks are really good, it's hard to make that adjustment to the second year because you don't know how much tighter it's going to get. I think when a quarterback's bad their first year, it's easier to get better in the second.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I think third year for
So
him,
like Drake May, okay for sure.
okay,
great
first year,
second.
great second year.
Yeah.
Daniels, like
Allen,
you already,
same thing. Allen.
you get all that attention. You go to the NFC Championship. You're on the calendar now.
So
They're breaking down your game. They're taking away Drake May. It's not the same. I don't care what. It's not the same preparation. Next year will be.
Yes.
So I think next year for Daniels is where you're really going to see where the proof in the pudding.
And I think honestly, even I would say CJ because he's been hurt this year. But like, let me ask you this question though, because like I was talking about this with in a very sad chat room I was in, which is all Browns fan. A lot of tears. Factory of Sadness
All that
kept
good
its
stuff.
name.
Yeah.
We were like, I think maybe 85% of the league, maybe a little bit lower, maybe it's 80,
Yeah.
has a quarterback you win because of. I mean,
40.
So
You said how much?
so few quarterbacks in this league are quarterbacks that you can win because of.
I
Most
think that
teams
I-
have quarterbacks that you can win with, but you rarely win because of.
I feel like it's such a gray area.
Yeah, but I mean, who do you
It's so
think of?
nebulous, right? But it's like-
Mahomes,
yeah, I know, but
Lamar, who else?
I think you're naming the very obvious ones.
Yeah, but that.
But I would say
there's no
Lamar,
nuance.
you lose because of in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah, but you in the regular season maybe you win because of.
No, you definitely win
Yeah,
because of in
like the
regular
Browns will get beat, and it will be because of Lamar, not because of the Ravens on Sunday.
season. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But there's not a lot of like really,
No.
you know, it's even Baker. Like you win during
No,
the season.
I think you win because of Baker now.
Yeah, and then in the playoffs, a lot of times
It's still. You can't count the Browns part.
no. But I think what you said about
They've won in the
Jayden,
playoffs though. They've
what you
won.
said about like
Yeah.
Jayden, that was Baker. Baker had he broke a record,
Yeah.
and then everybody expected that.
Mm-hmm.
And the next year he kind of came back to earth, and that was why some of the fan base turned on him. And it
Yeah.
was like,
No,
he's
what
second
I'm
five.
saying is I think that Baker with the Bucks is like another guy. So like I'm not
The
bundling.
weapons are different though.
I'm saying I'm not bundling the playoffs. I'm saying with the Bucks, like renewed Baker, right?
But they lost last year in the
They lost,
playoffs
but they've
because of
won a
Baker.
playoff game. No,
But they lost last year in the playoffs because of Baker. Bakered in the playoffs.
That's. I mean, he threw an interception.
No, he fumbled the ball.
I mean-
but it's a Baker. Like it's a Baker move.
I guess
You know.
quarterbacks fumble, man.
But that drives my point. I mean,
Well, we're not gonna do this the whole NFL again. We're not gonna do this.
well, but I mean, how many teams have a Tom Brady where you?
So you're asking us to do the whole thing, right? You want to do it again?
He's
A
enjoying
little
this.
bit, yeah.
He's enjoying it.
Because I don't think there's many. Is what I'm saying.
I think, yeah, there's probably a handful, with like a handful of other ones potentially be probably like Jayden is probably in there.
Yeah, to me, he's not.
No, not yet.
To me, there was.
But
four.
last year he was winning they were winning because of him last year.
Yes,
Who were they winning because?
Yes.
Yeah, they were winning
Yes.
because of him last year.
yes. This year, I think there's 4, possibly 4. That's it.
No, there's 4. Everybody knows the 4.
Stafford.
Okay, yeah, we're not
Mahomes.
counting Burrow. So
Yeah.
yeah, Jackson and Allen.
Yep.
Yeah, right now, I think you're winning because of Mayfield.
Yeah. You're right. Right now, you're
But all the receivers are in and out of the lineup. Ibuka's great,
Love Abuka.
but Ibuka's not doing that with Dylan Gabriel. Probably not.
I mean, he might be.
No.
No.
And I hate to do that, but it's like he's not doing it Cam Ward right now. He's doing it because Baker.
Okay, that's fair. We'll see.
That's probably it, though.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and even Burrow's like.
But no, Drake May too.
Drake
I gotta
May.
throw
Yeah, throw Drake May up there.
You think they're winning because of?
Who are they winning because of?
I think they got a pretty
The
solid
Mario
team around.
Douglas.
They got a great offensive line. Got a pretty solid defense.
This is not fair. He's playing lights out.
He's playing lights out. He is within the system. I you
Have
know,
watched him play a game.
yeah,
this
I
season?
watched him destroy the Browns.
So he looked pretty good.
Hey, everybody looks pretty good about
I guess
the
that's
Browns.
fair. We'll revisit. That should be a topic one day for the show.
Yeah.
Especially in the offseason. All right. Let's move on to talking ball. We're gonna do a lot of talking here. We're gonna cover 3 games. We're gonna talk about what we've seen, what happened. All 3 games involve our teams that we like. So we'll do that, and then we'll project a little bit going forward. Since Rocky wanted to go around the NFL, we'll try to keep this a little bit shorter, not too much. Sorry about that. But let's start with the Giants and the Bears. I don't know how much you guys seen of this game, but it's bad news all around for the Giants. Jackson Dart goes down.
Sad, yeah.
Hopefully Winston will replace him this week if he misses, which I think he will. And then if you are starting the Giants pass catcher, then I think you feel okay about it.
Yeah,
Because he's
yeah.
going to throw the ball.
Winston is one that elevates because of he's just going to keep throwing. He don't care.
I think Dart misses at least 2 games. He's been evaluated 4 times this year for concussions.
I think they should sit him for 2 games.
He doesn't say why.
Well, sit him for 2 games and then bring him back after.
They should bring
the
him.
bye.
Yeah, I'll make sure he's good.
Moved. I don't know if you saw the Winston and Wilson praying in the sideline. It's pretty.
Everybody, I seen he sent it to me.
It's a pretty class move.
Wow, for him, you saying?
No, I think it's a pretty class move. That was a reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like that. Though. I mean, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you might make fun of Wilson, but
I'm gonna make fun of Wilson, but Wilson is a good guy.
Well,
He's a funny guy, but he's a good guy. Yeah, I'll tell you this though. I am worried about the Bears' running game coming out of that game for some reason. I mean, the Giants got gashed 2 weeks before, and on the ground, the Bears weren't able to do much. I mean, they didn't look good. The passing game, like I said, Caleb made plays late in the game, but they looked out of sorts. He was missing throws. They were dropping balls. Odunze didn't really get back on track. DJ Moore didn't do a lot. Colston looked okay. I don't know. It was a mixed bag. They shouldn't have won the game. They didn't look good for most of the game. I don't come out of that game if I'm a Bears, if I have a Bears skill player feeling great, especially with their schedule going forward. They got a gauntlet coming up. The easy part of the schedule is done, so I'd be a little bit worried about them. I don't know what you guys think.
yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'm looking at Caleb's his stats right here: 20 out of 36, 220, only 1 touchdown. He ran one in.
Yeah.
71 QBR. Jackson Dart actually had a better QBR.
He outplayed him. He's
Yeah.
playing better than him.
It's surprising because, and again, not a lot of film on Jackson, so maybe that's why a lot of film on Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Bears, to me, they're winning 6-3, but they don't feel complete yet. You know,
Yeah.
they don't feel complete.
I mean, Giants looked great, and they've been looking great
Until the end of the game.
until the end of the game. But they're down injuries too, so I think next year, Giants run the gauntlet in the NFC East.
Let's see
Are
who
you
they hire.
happy with?
Very happy.
Really,
Hell yeah, I threw a party last night.
really. So you don't think you think he's to blame for a lot of it?
Think him and GM bring. Oh yeah, hell yeah, yes. So I'm not going to go on a diatribe. We do that another day. But I know yes. There's a lot of reasons I could give for it, but it'll be too long here. All right, we'll move on to the next game. Not a lot there, right? So I think we agree on the Bears skill players, Giants. Not a lot there. If you're starting the Wandale, I still think you can start them with Winston. If they start Wilson, I don't start anybody. Browns, Jets. Take the floor.
Yeah. So, you know, the Browns are an interesting team. Let me just start by saying that because they're 2-6, 2-7, sorry, season's over. Lost to a Jets team that had traded their 2 best defensive players. This should have been a rout. But the Browns did what the Browns have done all this year. The Browns should have beat the Bengals, lost on a 2 missed kicks. They should have beat the Vikings, screwed up. Should have beat, could have beat the Jets, but in the span of just a few moments, they allowed 2 special team touchdowns, a punt return and kickoff return, and lost the game. And it was incredibly sad because up until that point, fourth quarter, Justin Fields has only less than 6 completions, only 11 yards.
That sounds like a Justin Fields game.
Yeah, and the Browns defense was 100% controlling the game, and then they suddenly have to play a different sort of game because they've allowed 2 quick touchdowns. Now they're behind. They had a bad sack that Dylan took on 4th and 1 when the game's on the line, and then they had an even more mysterious, and this guy should be cut, but they had a defensive end that jumped offside when it was clear the Jets, everybody in the stadium knew they were doing a hard count and nobody expected. And then the guy jumps off and the offensive lineman for the Jets literally does a jig right there, dances a jig, and they win the game. The Browns invent ways to lose. If you going forward, I think they're going to let Dylan play another game, possibly 2. And then I think they're turning it over to Shador. He might be better quarterback, but I think that's going to disrupt the entire offense even more. If you have Browns fantasy players and you're not in a dynasty league, you're trading, I think, to try to get what you can for it.
Yeah.
Because Judy, great game last week, and that was with dropping 3 clear passes. Quinshon looked good. Fannin looked good. Dropped maybe a sure touchdown. But I don't feel good about any of the Browns players going forward. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not drinking the juice on Judy right now. But yeah, if I had him, I'd be trying to cash in, get what you can from him.
Maybe it's one good week.
Still like Judkins going forward.
Yeah.
I still like Fanning going forward. I know Njoku wants to stay. Njoku's been there all season. I still think Fannin is the premier catching tight end.
Yeah.
Njoku
is 29. He's always been heavy, like 240.
Yeah.
This year he's closer to 260. You can tell he's lost some speed. As he ages, he's going to have to cut weight. Fannin is going to be the future there.
I mean, Judy's this game. They didn't have Sauce Gardner, so
yeah,
you can't base anything off of this game because
you're right. They threw a guy out there with almost no practice.
Yeah, no practice at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to your boys, Broncos, Raiders. It's being coined as the worst game of the week.
No.
What was the score? 10-7?
10-7, just like we started off with the 10-7.
It was
we
a boring
with
game.
The Packers Eagles 10-7.
Yeah, both those games were painful.
So
painful to watch. It was mostly
got
defense.
the win. Yeah.
Our defense did great. They blocked the punt for a field goal. I loved it. Bo Nix 16 for 28, 150 yards, but 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. J.K. Dobbins went out, and now we're dealing with R.J. Harvey. Hopefully, R.J. Harvey busts out when Dobbins is out. But mostly, Broncos and Raiders played great defense.
So, thoughts on Sutton? Like, is this I don't think it's the Sutton's produced, right? Whoever's been there. Do you think it's something with him and Knicks right now? Like, why is Sutton? He seemed to be a little up and down this season, and then 5 points in that game is not what you want. Like, even the Giants game, he wasn't doing well until our starting cornerback goes out, and then he has the big catches late in the game.
I think they're riding Troy Franklin.
Yeah, I did
more.
too. I think that
It's Troy Franklin's got the hot hands right now.
Yeah, and I think he's improved from his from the first season. I think Cortland's getting all the double teams.
Marvin Mims is out, so
yeah.
Troy Franklin is the next guy, and he's got the hot hands.
So, who do you like better going forward, fantasy wise? Troy Franklin, Sutton. You got the next 2 years in a dynasty. Who's your guy?
I already picked up Troy Franklin in multiple of my leagues. I still have Sutton in one, but I'm going Franklin. I wouldn't be surprised if Sutton got traded.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's weird because like I'm looking at the Broncos next couple games. They play the Chiefs. They're pretty tough. Then they have easier games against the Commander, but then they play the Raiders again, the Packers. Jags should be an easy game. The Chiefs again, the Chargers again. They play some tough opponents down the stretch. So with JK out, like
RJ's got to step up.
he's got to step up, and then I do think JK being out hurts Bo.
That will hurt, bro.
All right. Well, that was talking ball. We're gonna move on to over and underachievers. I'm gonna take a few players here. We're gonna look at projected points today. I'm using ESPN scoring for PPR leagues. I'm gonna give you guys their projected point total coming into this week. So we'll hear the point total and we're gonna say whether we think they're going over or under. We'll start with a quarterback. Excuse the coughing, guys. I'm sorry. We're gonna start with JJ McCarthy playing the Bears. The 30th ranked defense Bears. Division rival. JJ McCarthy is projected for 22 points. Do you think he's going over or under 22 points?
I think he's going over. I have JJ, so I trust in him.
So you're a JJ truther.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
He's going under.
He's going under.
He's going under. And here's how he's going under. He's going to throw a couple picks. Like, I still think he's got a strong arm. He's got some movement ability. The guy still has played, I don't know, a handful of games total in his career. I think he's going to get sucked in.
He's gonna get sucked in. So I will say the Bears defense does blow. But one thing they do well is turn the ball over. Dennis Allen is known for that. They lead the NFL with 13 interceptions on the year, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So I can see that happening, and the kind of this is tough. I think I'm gonna go over though. They're home,
200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's over 22.
but you're not counting rushing.
Yeah.
I think he'll scamper a bit, maybe get like 40, 50 yards on the ground.
He'll get a touchdown on the ground.
I can see him throwing a pick or two though. But that's what I'm trying to figure out if he'll be able to overcome the negative. But yeah, I'll go over on JJ McCarthy. All right, next. Running back. Quinshon Judkins. Playing the Ravens, right? 14 points. Well, Quinshon Judkins.
I'm gonna say over. I'm not a big Judkins fan, but I think the Ravens defense has been letting up on running backs, and I feel like he's gonna scamper in for maybe a touchdown or two. Or two.
So my fear about what's the point total?
14.
So he'd have to have a touchdown. My fear is the Ravens are explosive and the Browns tend to have trouble containing him, containing Lamar.
Him. He
Yeah.
who shall not be named.
14 points. My fear is that they get behind and can't run and they're having to throw.
With that defense?
They're not gonna throw on that defense.
Well, they probably aren't going to throw on that defense. They're probably going to get a kickoff return or a punt return or a returned interception. You know, the game
Strip sack return.
game that they played early in the year, the Browns controlled most of the game, but the score was pretty even.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden they, blew it because they had one bad defensive play, a couple bad interceptions, and then everything went to hell. I could see that happening again. But
It's a long way to get to under.
yeah, but I'm gonna stick with my guy and say over still.
Oh, over. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I should deviate. I'm going to go under. I'm going to say your worst fear happens. They get down 13. Nothing crazy. Touchdown, 2 field goals, 13, nothing.
I mean,
Second quarter,
you
they
get
gotta
down by
start throwing
7 against the Browns, and it's pretty much the train's off the rails, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I'm playing Judkins in the work league, and I don't want Hunter to win. So
Well, yeah, I'd play it. If I have him, I'm playing him, but I'll go under here. All right, next one. Highly contested player on this show, MHJ, Marvin Harrison Jr., with Jacoby Brissett, I believe, is slated as a starter going forward right now. He's also projected for 14 points. They're playing the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm gonna say over. That's
Hmm,
my boy. I'm a Marvin Harrison fan through and through.
I'm not.
Yes, I was trying to look and see real quick. He's definitely taken a step forward.
Last 2 games, yes.
Yeah, with
Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yes.
And there is a lot of scuttlebutt because, Arizona's probably going to trade Kyler.
Yeah.
And that
To the
what
Browns.
there's
To Miami.
100% that's a reality. Yeah, I could see it. And I take him because he's better than anything
Yeah,
we got. But
fair.
what they're saying is he cannot see over the line to throw in the middle, and that's where Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, so why
Yeah.
would the Dolphins even trade him? I mean, they're just trading the same guy.
Yeah, no, you're right. I will say over. I agree. I think Marvin Harrison is good.
I think Marvin Harrison is okay. I think he goes under in this game. I think the 49ers are good, a good defense. I think they will want to take him and McBride away, and I think they will. I mean, let's not forget, guys. This is Jacoby Brissett. Okay, this
That's
is
good though, man.
This is his MO. He does this every time he starts. He plays a good game or two. You start thinking, oh man, Jacoby Brissett, he's not bad.
He's
And
not.
then he has a Jacoby Brissett game. This is the game. Jacoby Brissett,
He reminds you why he's a backup.
why
quarterback.
he's not a starter. Yeah, if he was this good, he would have been. He's been around for quite a while. He would be starting for somebody, and he's not.
Do you know that he was the one of the fastest
Hmm.
Florida Gator quarterbacks ever?
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, crazy.
It is very crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Super crazy. It doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, last one, a tight end. Our golden boy Jake Ferguson is projected for 10 points at Vegas. I'm gonna throw some caveats in here. I keep hitting your laptop. That Dallas offense has looked great all year. Well, I don't know what happened last week. Number one,
They let me down.
And number 2, Vegas sneakily
That's a good defense.
is ranked the good defense, and they're number 4 against fantasy tight ends this season. So that's 10 weeks. They're the 4th best defense against fantasy tight ends. So does Jake Ferguson break through?
I think he does. Over.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going to say under. I think that where the Las Vegas Raiders are a little bit prone to mistakes is more deep receivers. So I think CD is going to have a good game. I think George Pickens is going to have a good game, or at least a better game. I think Ferguson gets contained.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over because I think he'll catch a touchdown.
Yeah, he's gonna get a tutty.
I think he's not gonna have a great game, but I think he'll score. I think he'll get in the green zone, the red zone, the end zone, and get you
zone.
over the top there. All right, so that's it for Over Underachiever. Hope you guys like that. We're gonna move on to our final section, the Boom or Bust Minute. So Jack, I hope you're ready. You're gonna have 1 minute. Timing you over here.
Nice.
60 seconds. You got to give us a boom. You got to give us a bust, and you got to tell us why.
And you got to give it in a minute.
Easy.
I think he got that.
Yeah, because he makes fun of me when I don't.
Oh, okay.
Well, I would make fun of anybody. It's not like a you thing. All right, Jack, go.
All right. So for the boom, I'm gonna take Javonte Williams against the beautiful
The beautiful
Raiders. Because their defense to the run is not that great. And then my bust is going to be someone I love dearly, who is Bijan Robinson, and he's been letting me down multiple games. And Atlanta has not been using him well, using Allergy too much. They need to use Bijan more. So I think Bijan under 15 points this week, like he's been the past 3 weeks, and Javonte Williams over 20.
Rocky.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to do this in a minute. My boom candidate is Travis Etienne. He's had a sneaky good season, 20-point game, 21, 16, 16. Playing the Chargers, their defense is pretty good, but I do think that they do allow runners to kind of sneak out, especially a runner like Travis. I think he has a boom game. And then my bust candidate, and I was quickly trying to see who they're playing, is going to be Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, like him, 19.4 yards. Fantasy points on average, but he's stuck in a 6-point, a 10-point, and a 7-point, and they're playing the Rams. I think the Rams defense is for real, and I think they shut down Sam Darnold this week.
All righty, my turn. 1 minute. My boom, Jaylen Warren. He's playing the worst defense in the league, and I do mean the 32nd ranked defense in the league. And the Bengals, he played this team, as you're well aware, 4 weeks ago, put up 21 fantasy points, through the air, on the ground. Kenneth Gainwell, screw him. Jaylen Warren, I think, has another big day. They can't stop him, and why would you put the ball in the air if you don't need to? Okay, then on to the bus. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is playing Detroit, who just happens to be, you guessed it, not the worst, but number one, the best in the NFL on defense versus fantasy. Running back, Saquon Barkley's been hot and cold all year. 36-point game against the Giants, 5-point game, 4-point game, 7-point game. I see this being another cold spell for Saquon against the Lions. All right, so that is the show, guys. Hopefully your week 11 goes better than my week 10, 9, 8, 7. If you like the show, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we put up new content. Show comes out every Wednesday night. We have another show. Wow, I almost did it. We have another show called Dad Couch that you can find on our YouTube as well. You can find us on socials at GON Podcast, and we go live on TikTok every Sunday at 11:30 to give you lineup advice, trade advice, who you should pick up on waivers before the last waiver goes through at 12, all that good stuff. Join us there. Let us help you get your lineups right. We love you. See you next week. Peace.